Well then, this is our tsunami starting. You can see the water there flying past the back of that boat, and what essentially is happening is this is the water rushing out as the area drains, so we can expect the water levels to drop over the next few minutes. And this water essentially is coming from under the bridge there, which is from the lagoons at the back of the marina. So this whole basin is starting to just dry out a little as the water gets sucked out ahead of the approaching wave. So this is a little more than I actually anticipated seeing here, and you can tell by the rocks over there that are wet and black that the water level's dropping quite quickly in this little area. So you can see, if I just pan back a little bit, that one of the things we've been busy doing this morning is putting all of these extra lines on the boat to protect us. This is on the side that isn't being used, and we're just waiting now to see what happens. Well, we've seen this water cycling and out 2 or 3 times now. Yeah. This guy's asking me if I want to swim. Even I know there are crocs in there. So this is now the 3rd or 4th cycle of this, but it actually seems a bit more aggressive this time than it has previously. And by the post we're dropping lower, and by our benchmark over there we're dropping lower. And I guess there's probably only about 5 feet of water underneath us at the moment, judging from that. Scary Mary. No offence, Mary. Not that you're scary anyway. The thing is, there are 2 Marys at least that get to see this. So when I say Scary Mary and talk about Mary, you don't know which of you it is that I'm talking about. So we're just going to sit here. I was just going to go and change some filters in my big locker at the back here, where I have to climb down and get into the bowels of the boat down there and change some filters for my water maker. But I think the tsunami is more interesting, so we'll pause that for now and I'll come back to that later. So this then is the entrance to the marina, and you can see it isn't particularly wide. And you can also see the amount of water that's just shifting in and moving about here. And if we look around towards the channel itself that we have to pass through, you can see it's quite narrow. There is quite a lot of activity in the water just there at the moment. And that's why Elsa has closed it. And we're going to have to wait and see tomorrow if there's enough water there in terms of depth for us to be able to get in and out. In the meantime, this water keeps sweeping in. You can see it coming in through the entrance there, which is normally very calm and peaceful. Instead we're getting these swells come running in and the waves splashing against the back of the rocks there, and all that lump of water makes its way down into the marina. And then on top of that we've got this rise and fall. Every 12 to 15 minutes we seem to go from high water to low water, which is quite amazing when you consider that ordinarily the rise from low water to high water would take 6.5 to 7 hours, and then it would take another 6.5 or 7 hours to get back to low water again. I'm not sure whether you can pick up from this how fast the water's moving again, but this is the water going out through that little narrower part of the entrance to the marina. It's all just streaming out here because it keeps getting hit by these fairly large swells that are coming in, and that's one reason why the marina entrance is closed. There's a lot of water going out now, so this is obviously the basin emptying of water, and in about another 10 or 15 minutes I suppose it'll all start rushing back in again. Amazing the amount of water that's going through here. There's even little standing waves starting to build up over there where the tide or the sea's trying to get in as all this water's leaving the marina. Of course, I'm sure you're more interested in the swanky houses here that overlook the marina, where the posh people live. The sort of place our mates Debbie and Steve will buy because they're wealthy. They're quite nice people as well though. So these waves are building up a bit now as the water starts to speed up its exit through the marina. Really something else. Here's somebody who's decided that for him the fact that the marina entrance is closed is an irrelevance. You almost wish that he gets into trouble. I mean, you don't really want that in anybody, but what a nerd. We might just watch and see. Oh, look, you can see the confusion there of the water, and this plonker is going to take his boat out through that lot. What a moron. He's not flying a flag on the bed of the boat, but I could probably hazard a guess at where he's from. Yeah, let's just see what sort of a cock up he makes of this. Yeah, he timed that perfectly, look. Whoa! What a complete brat. And he only really got away with that because he's got two big engines strapped on the back of that thing. And he could just open up the throttle, I could hear it as he just powered through that wave. We would probably have been just knocked sideways and maybe onto the rocks, because our boat's not as quick to respond. So, our decision is we're going to wait until all this lot subsides, and I think that was a wise decision, something Lynn would probably agree with. Look at these waves coming in here now, trying to break into the marina, and then let's go back again, and I showed you a few minutes ago the small waves. Now look, this is what's building up. This happens every 15 minutes or so, 12 to 15 minutes. And then of course the conflict of the water here really kicks it all up. And it's why Elsa has made a decision that that red flag is going to carry on flying, at least now until tomorrow, when I'm sure she'll look at it again. Amazing. And this is all as a result of a tsunami and an earthquake that took place over 7,000 miles away and well over 24 hours ago now, and it's still having a disturbance right on the other side of the Pacific. I brought Lynn along with me to witness this, but she's not allowed to speak on the video anymore as a result of what you will hear and see at the end of this video. Outrageous behaviour, not to be encouraged and certainly not to be tolerated.